Hello, fuckers. Archie Luxury here. How are you, fuckers, today? And today I've been paid to make a video. And I'd just like to firstly announce at the start of this video here, I am a recovering credit card addict, a credit card junkie. And I just wanted to say that I am a recovering credit card junkie, and I really am working towards having no credit cards at all. Actually, I'm moving towards having one only. But I got this email in, and he wants to remain anonymous, and I'll just read you his email. So let's have a look at his email. He goes, hi Archie. He goes on, a few days ago while discussing your recent credit card difficulties, you mentioned you were a pro at getting approved for high limit credit cards, and that in the past you always knew exactly the right things to say when applying for cards. I realize at the moment you're trying to reduce some debt, but I'm at the point in my life where I'd really like to score a few high limit cards and increase my credit overall. Need to snag a few more vintage watches, along other things. Would you be willing to discuss tips, lies you've used in the past to score high limit cards? I'd be happy to make a donation to your channel. Thanks, and keep us entertained. For obvious reasons, please do not give my last name on the channel, Miles. Okay, Miles and Smiles. Okay, let's talk about it. Credit card. What is the secret to getting huge limits? And it's actually quite straightforward, okay? It's not going to happen overnight. Okay, but it's a strategy. You got to work on a strategy. Now, I got to say to you fuckers that this is my platinum American Express card, and it wasn't the credit card, it was the debit one with no fucking limit. This is the one they use in the movies to cut the cocaine up. Click, 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 click. And I just want to say, I've actually cancelled my American Express Platinum card. The reason I've cancelled it is the yearly fee is about 900 fuckaroonies. So I haven't been an American Express member for quite a while, and I'm proud not to be a member. But let's look at how do you get a swag of credit cards. Okay. The rules are very simple. Firstly, you need to apply for a few cards. Okay, so I would put the application in at the same time. Now, what you need to do is, what the financial institutions do is, when they look at your assets, for example, you filled out an application and they say, okay, how much is your house worth? Well, you could whack a bit more on the valuation, and you could downplay the mortgage. One proviso. Say, for example, you've got a mortgage with National Australia Bank. Well, you can't lie to them about the size of the mortgage because you applied for the home loan from them, so you'd ease back. You got to tell them the truth because they've got your financials. However, if you're applying from another bank, they don't talk to each other. You got to understand, they're enemies. They don't share information unless they're owned by the same organization. So what you got to do is, fuckers, it's very, very, very simple, fuckers. It's simple. You need to apply. Your valuations can be up a bit. I'm just telling you, I don't do this now, fuckers. This is in the past, when I was a junkie, complete credit card junkie. So I would up my valuations, decrease the liabilities, and that's what I did. Now, with credit card companies, they are traditional banks. And what they like to do is, they like you to use the card, and there are certain bells that go off, okay? Say you got a $4,000 card, you take it to the max or just below the max, because I'll tell you why a little bit later, but then what you do is pay the fucker out. Now, I've had so many credit cards where I've actually taken it to the limit, paid it out, or left $1,000 owing, so I've paid 90% of it out, and a month later, I've got an offer for a credit card limit increase. Now, let me set a few rules. Number one, in Australia, we've changed the law that credit card companies are not allowed to automatically give you credit increases unless you've given them permission to do that. So if you want to build your credit card limits, you got to firstly ring your credit card company and say, hey, I'm open for any offers. Number two, you need to be in good stead with your credit card company. If you're starting out, apply for 3 or 4. You will get a low limit. Use them, and then after 6 months, pay it all off. And it's funny, it often triggers an instant increase. The next thing you must do, you must be on time with your payments. As soon as you fuck things up, it's all over. You miss one or two, it takes a year to get rid of that stain, okay? You miss 2, or you're late, or you fuck something up, you're black banned. And I can tell you, I had a credit card with ANZ Bank, and I was working overseas, and I was just so busy. I didn't intend not to make the payment, but I fucked it up. Like for 1 month, I didn't pay them the right amount, and it's complicated because I was overseas. I didn't have a local branch I could just deposit into, and I was just so busy with my job. I fucked it up, and I basically got black banned from. I fixed it all up. There was no arrears, but I applied for a housing loan like 6 months later. Nope, knocked back because they had seen. So if you do wrong things, you get banned. You do the right thing, you'll get increases. So it's really quite simple. Apply for 3 or 4 credit cards, use them up, and you can put the money in your bank account. If you want to get high limits, have the money in your bank account, use your cards, take it to the limit, then pay it off. Take it to the limit, pay it off. And you'll get increases. Now, once you've applied for a card and they give you a card, they won't offer you an increase for at least 12 months. So it's like vintage wine. You gotta let the fucker settle. There's no point rushing. You can't just get huge limits in 6 months. It doesn't work like that. You gotta take your time. This is a 2 to 3 year plan, and you can get like over $100,000 in card limit. Okay. The next thing you want to do is you want to find, if you're gonna find that it doesn't really matter what product you've gone for, whether it's vanilla, gold, or platinum. Okay, they'll offer you platinum. It's just, you don't ask, it'll just come out once your limits are certain level. They start offering you platinum. And okay, so with American Express itself, there's a set formula. Firstly, you start off with the green. You go to the gold. To get the platinum, it's actually difficult. What you got to do is, I was running a business, so I could churn like you got to spend basically a huge amount of money to then be offered platinum. So I basically spent, I think it was about $100,000 in 6 months on it. Now, if you've got a business, you can channel things through it. And then that's what I did. That's how you get these things. You've got to pay on time. You can't be late. You got to do these things. And that's basically it. It's very, very simple. So, to recap, you've got to apply. You can fib a bit about your value of the assets and the liability. You can't lie to the same institution you got your mortgage from. The other thing you can do is if you're applying for another credit card, you don't need to tell them that your Westpac card has a $20,000 limit and you're on the limit. You would say, oh, I owe $2,000. Okay? They very rarely ask to see proof. Okay? So that's the sort of shit you can do because they don't talk to each other. They hate each other. Okay? They can't stand each other. So you've got to use this to your advantage. The simple rules are never miss a payment, never be late. It's a game. It's a game you play. And I tell you the truth there, in all honesty, I'm over the game. I'm over it. It's over. I'm not interested in playing credit card games. Credit cards are a trap for the middle class. That's what they are. They're a trap. And, I recently got a interest-free deal for my digital camera. And, if you don't pay it off, it's interest-free. It's got a $5 a month, fee on the credit card, which is, that's okay. But if you don't pay it off in time, the default interest rate is 29.7%. Okay, so these are a trap. They're trying to snag you. They'll snag enough fuckers who won't have paid the thing off. That's what it comes down to. It's a numbers game. My own view is on credit cards, I really loathe them. Platinum, gold, all these fucking fancy things. I tell you the truth. The best credit card is cash. I don't particularly want credit cards. You know what I'm saying? I don't particularly want them. I don't give a fuck about credit cards. Credit card, status or prestige, it's all fucking bullshit. I mean, they're a company. They want as many fuckers as possible to have the platinum card. Okay? That's what they do. They want as many fuckers as possible to have the platinum card. And is it prestigious? I don't think it is. I don't know. This is all a fucking wank. It's an absolute wank. And my view is myself is that I would I'd rather have cash. Cash fuckers, cash. And I gotta say, in all honesty there, credit cards, they're evil. You can get into a bad spiral. I'm clawing back. And my good friend John Suckerhorn, he's paying off. I sold him 2 watches. I sold him an Omega Speedmaster and I sold him a lady's Oyster Perpetual No Date. And he just put some money in on Friday. I just rang the credit card company today and said, please reduce the limit by X dollars. It's over. I'm not interested in having fancy credit cards with huge limits. I want them gone. I don't want them in my life. And the reality is, it sucks. It's a trap. Credit cards are a trap. But if you want to get huge limits and have huge things, that's how you do it. Okay? That is how you do it. It'll probably take you 2 to 3 years to get it all in place. But I've had 20,000 limit on 5 cards. No problems. That's okay. But I'm not interested. They're not cool. They're nasty and they're evil. And I'm a reformed credit card addict. There's a great book. If you want a little bit about this is I love this topic, how to apply for these credit cards and shit like that and get huge limits. There's a great book by Eddie Solomon. I'll put a link. I did a book review on this book. It's Eddie Solomon's Financial Independence by Eddie Solomon. And he tells you how to get $60,000 credit in a day. How to get $60,000 credit in a day using your signature as collateral. And he talks about these funky ideas. The other thing you can do is too, let me just add this on as a tidbit. You got a credit card, okay? You may owe 10 on it. You can apply to another bank to pay that out, balance transfer. They won't cancel the old one. Okay, so you keep both. That's how it goes. Because how would they know? You could say, well, I've actually paid that out. As long as you're not applying to the same institution, how would they know whether you've, on your credit record, it says, yes, you applied for a credit card 5 years ago. You say, oh, yeah, I paid that out. Gone. Yeah, I didn't want that one. They were nasty fuckers. That's all you do. In all honesty, I don't think anyone should lie on their credit application because it'll bite you in the ass if it goes bad. But you asked the advice, you paid the fee. I'm a recovering credit card junkie, and I've just told you how it was done. I'm Archie Luxury. Tell me what you fuckers think of that. Nice one, Archie. You make sure you tell them to be careful. Credit cards, they're a trap for the middle class.